A majority of registered voters in both the Democratic Party and Republican Party don't want either President Biden, 80, or former 76-year-old Donald Trump to be their 2024 standard bearers, a CNN poll released on Wednesday reveals. Among registered Republicans and Republican-leaning independents, 62% said they want the GOP to nominate a presidential candidate other than ex-President Trump, who would be 78, in 2024, while 59% of registered Democrats and Democrat-leaning independents said they don't want Biden, who would be 82 then, on the ticket. The survey found that 38% of Republicans prefer the GOP nomination to go to Florida Republican Governor Ron DeSantis, who has not announced candidacy for 2024. Now, that's when you know you have a W. When people are supporting candidacy, you're not even running for president. Like, if 38% of Republicans are supporting Ron DeSantis now, imagine how many people are going to be supporting him 2 months after he's announced that he's running for president. It's going to be crazy. Trump is, whether or not Ron DeSantis wins the nomination, Trump's going to lose to him. It's going to be a sad way for Trump to go out. But I think it's interesting that neither party wants both of them to run. Now, I can completely understand why Republicans wouldn't want Trump to run for president. You know, we've seen this show before, so it's kind of boring. So it'll be hard to drum up interest because whenever presidential stuff comes around, usually a big factor is people want change generally, right? And that's why after 2 terms of one president's 2 terms of one president, usually the country will switch terms. Will switch parties because they want change. You know, they're never happy. So there's that. It's just gonna be boring, honestly, having Trump doing the same old thing over and over again. We reacted to his announcement, right? We saw what he said. It was just the same old thing, just a little bit cringier because I think a lot of it is Trump getting older, honestly. And so his sense of humor is slipping. And also his sense of what makes sense to say in the moment is slipping a little bit. Now, he's still very light on his feet, but I can tell that the light is fading from his eyes, his soul, and his heart. He's aging. It's unfortunate, but he's aging. So it completely makes sense why, you wouldn't want Trump to run for president, especially when you've got Ron DeSantis, who is basically Trump light. He was enacted a lot of the types of policies that Trump would enact, but he's not a jerk. He's not like this dude who runs around calling people names for no reason, telling random women who maybe they're ugly, but telling them that they're ugly. Telling people that they're ugly. He is, Ron DeSantis is like if there was a civil Donald Trump. And who's like more aware of who the neo-Nazis are, so he's able to condemn them. That's DeSantis. That's literally DeSantis. So it completely makes sense that 38% of Republicans would prefer Ron DeSantis. It also makes sense that in general, people just wouldn't want Donald Trump to run again because he's just such a lightning rod for polarization. He's also, as evidenced by, his failed choices for the midterm elections, he's just completely out of touch with what the GOP itself wants, let alone the country. Trump just needs to go. But what I find more interesting is the fact that with Joe Biden, right? So many Democrats don't want Joe Biden to run again. I think this is actually mostly due to not I don't know, because it's like 59%. So there's still a lot of people who want Joe Biden to run. I think the reason why you have so many people who still want Joe Biden to run is because who else is going to run? As bad of a candidate as Joe Biden is, I struggle to think of a candidate who's better. Beto is worse, and Kamala Harris is worse. And those are the only people who are like realistic people running for president. Stacey Abrams is going to run probably, but she's not going to be a serious candidate, to be honest. Ralph Northam's going to run, but he's not going to be a serious candidate either. I do know that there were rumors last time that Michelle Obama would run for president. And I think that those same rumors are going to pop up again. She's not going to run. I think the rumors are popping up probably that Hillary Clinton's going to run as well. She's not going to run. If she runs, I think she's going to bow out pretty early due to health reasons, in my opinion. She's so old, right? She's so old that even though I think that she did illegal stuff with the Benghazi stuff, I didn't want her to go to jail. I'm like, this is a poor old lady. You know? So, both parties, I think, are in some somewhat rough shape. There are lots of people in the GOP who could run, but I feel like a lot of them are just like kind of in their own class. And then you've like most Republican candidates who could possibly run. And then you have Trump, and then you have DeSantis. That's not a really deep roster of quality candidates, at least as far as I know. Now, maybe I'm oblivious. Maybe I'm not following local interstate politics as much as I should. But I don't feel like the GOP has a deep roster, but at least they have a roster. The Democrats don't have a roster at all. They're picking bench players to start because they have no one else. It's very sad. It's very sad.